Did you know how Mercedes-Benz became the most famous car company in the world? Not by anything else. Mercedes-Benz, known today for luxury and performance, that started with a turbulent and unstable situation. But the cause of their success was nothing except their competition and struggling to survive. Karl Benz was born in November 1844 in a German town named Malberg. The man who got this brilliant idea to make his own motorized vehicle. He was born into a poor class of society, and his father was working as a locomotive driver. Unfortunately, when Karl turned 2 years old, he lost his father. Needless to say, Karl's father died due to his disease. Karl decided to follow his father's path. Finally, he passed his entrance exam at the University of Karlsruhe. Worth knowing that coincidentally, Karl met his future teacher there, Ferdinand Rettenbacher, that turned to be very effective on him. Professor Ferdinand Rettenbacher, who urged people not to use steam engines anymore and leave them into the guidance of Professor Rettenbacher, Karl figured out that most of the vehicles were based on steam engine technology. At that time, he met his future wife, Bertha Ringer. Bertha was born into a royal household, supporting her husband Karl, gave him the absolute power in business. Karl, by having the best case scenario, tried his best to show his true genius in order to achieve his dream goals. Although his loss was a big heartbreaking event to Karl. One early morning of 1888, Bertha Benz got up very soon, while Karl Benz was still in bed. Bertha decided to take a long trip not by horse or anything else, but by his husband's automobile. She ducked out and took her 2 sons, Eugen and Richard, to visit her mother in Pforzheim. Bertha left without telling anyone, because if Bertha told Karl, he would not let them go. Her real purpose was to change people's vision about Karl's invention. However, the trip was not that easy, and they faced many challenges and difficulties during their trip. Problems like getting gas from a pharmacy and crossing dusty roads. While her partner were focusing on how to run the business, Karl was focusing on inventing more tools in cars. He also made a comfy and trendier car that could traverse almost about 11 miles per hour, known as Benz Victoria. But his following design, named Benz Velo, could change the Benz and C, the largest automobile company in the world. Over the years of 1890 to 1900, Daimler was known for his stunning point of views in business, but regrettably, he passed away in 1900. Wilhelm Maybach changed as the boss of the company, while he was struggling with hardships and difficulties to remain more competitive. However, the first race car made by Daimler Gesellschaft was named Mercedes by the recommendation of a wealthy man, Emil Jelinek, who named the car after her daughter, Mercedes. In fact, these cars were attracted by the public very well, and they even continued to produce both race cars and also for public use. To be honest, Karl never liked the idea of producing a car by high speed. Karl, by seeing his company's crash, finally agreed to have race cars. This way, they had a powerful car with almost 120 horsepower. This way, it was possible for them to develop their company once again. Hats off to them, yes? Anyway, their victory didn't take a long time. With the defeat of Germany in World War I, both companies were experiencing a financial collapse. They both tried possible ways to survive, finally coming up together to share their equity. When things got worse, they decided to emerge completely in 1926. To save costs, they decided to rebrand all of their cars as Mercedes-Benz by a great and versatile engineer, Ferdinand Porsche, who had this ability to design products like Model S, SS, and SSK. Karl Benz passed away at the age of 84 at Ladenburg, Germany. After his death, German cars dominated Grand Prix races by their stunning models, such as Benz W125, Benz W154, Benz W165. With these successes, Germany's performance in car industries was considered to be top-notch. Needless to say, Hitler's favored one was named Benz 770K, the most luxurious one. Very soon, Germany was struggling with the Second World War. In 1939, Germany fell down once again. This brought all of Germany into a big poverty, including Daimler-Benz. Due to World War, it was scary to embark in a passenger car, so Daimler-Benz soon concentrated on producing tanks, military, and ambulances, ending up not producing public cars in 1942, focusing completely on World War supplies, forcing them even to make secret factories and underground facilities. This way, Daimler-Benz and Chrysler Corporation also merged in 1998, forming Daimler-Chrysler, producing new models such as CLK, SLK, etc. Over time, Mercedes-Benz has changed to an absolute new and modernized car company, capable of producing luxury cars like G-Class, a great complete electronic car. Of course, none of these were possible without Karl Benz and his business partners. But it's worth saying that with effort and hard working, they could change an impossible idea into a reality that no one expected. It's right, no pain, no gain. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to be aware of our new informative videos. Until next time, bye!